In today's video, I'll be doing an unwrapping slash unboxing of quite a number of comic books that I've picked up over the past couple of weeks. I may have a problem. I'm trying to cut down. But I've got some brand new books. I've got some Golden Age books. So I've got something for everybody. Honestly. I've even got a big boy book that I'm going to save until the end that I just picked up. Mm, Probably shouldn't have done that. But well, stick around. We'll go through all the books together. You'll have fun. It'll be like you guys are here with me. You're my co-host today. I'll leave an empty seat for you right here. All right, welcome to another episode of Swarm of Comics. I'm Randy, your handsome and humble host. All right, as you heard in the little intro blurb, I've got a whole bunch of stuff to cover here. Kind of just been piling up over the past couple of weeks. It's time to put together a video and go through it. Actually, I want to get this done because I'm going to meet with my presser tomorrow and start getting some of this stuff sent off to CGC. Some pretty cool stuff. I'll start with the newest stuff first. I'm not a DC fan. DC Detective Comics, that's where you get Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. For anybody new to the hobby or one of my relatives or friends that know nothing about comic books that I've gilded into watching this. But apparently there's new buzz for something called Absolute Batman. And I picked up a couple of issues of Absolute Batman. I don't know much about it. I know that it's weird and it's getting quite a buzz. So I decided to pick it up. My comic shop and a couple of comic shops I was in didn't have any. And it probably sold out first, sold out fast, and people, had the books put aside for them, but I didn't do that. But I happened to be in a store called Newbury Comics. Newbury Comics has a chain. I think it's mostly New England, and it's mostly like CDs, DVDs, Funko Pops, T-shirts, all types of pop culture stuff, nerdy pop culture stuff. They have a little tiny comic book area in the back that doesn't seem very well traveled. So I picked up a couple of these books. So this is Absolute Batman. It's kind of a hardcover one. It's hardcover. It's not hardcover. Cardboard, cardstock. Heavy duty cardboard on there. So I don't know much about it. It looks like it's in really good shape. I'm going to give it a shot. I've got the regular comic version too. So maybe I'll read that and I'll hang on to this one and leave it in the bag and be that nerdy collector that doesn't want to touch any of my stuff, and I'm not going to open my toys or touch my comic books and maybe get a fingerprint on this. But this is the first one. So Absolute Batman. I'm going to give Batman a shot for the first time since the series where he was on the island. It was in Manhattan or Gotham or whatever, and they got cut off from the mainland. No Man's Land? Was that called No Man's Land? However long ago that was, that's the last time I read Batman comic books. And while I was in there, I saw this book, Batman and Robin, Year One, Number One. Um, and I picked this up because obviously this is obviously to people who know this, I guess, this is an homage to Batman number 9 with this whole Batman and Robin in the spotlight. So I couldn't pass that up. I mean, that's a beautiful book right there. I don't know how sharp this is. I need a new camera. If anybody has any suggestions of cameras without buying a DSLR that's going to cost me $2,000, listen, guys, I don't make any money on doing this. I can't spend $2,000. You're going to get my webcam that I use for work, but maybe there's something better out there. But how cool is that? I love that homage. You might have seen in one of my other videos that I actually have a t-shirt with that on it there. I hope you will like this t-shirt. This one's a really cool one here. I'll sit back a little bit so you can see it. Submariner with the Thing. So that was another brand new book that I picked up. Those are two books that I picked up, brand new ones. I was at my local comic shop last week, and just as I walked in, the owner had a stack of books, and I could see that they were like Silver Age books. And he's a small shop, and he doesn't get a lot of collections in. I don't go in there all the time, and we call them wall books, all hanging up on the wall. I pick up when I see stuff, but I think everything goes really quickly. I think there's a lot of customers that have lists with him. So if this book or this book comes in, he puts it aside for them. So stuff doesn't even make it on the wall. But I happened to catch him with a stack of books that he was going to put in the bins and up on the wall. And he had just put a bunch up. I don't know, it was perfect timing or whatever it was. So he let me look at the stack before he put it away. And I guess he'd already sold a few that he'd put aside. So this is a stack of books that I got from my local comic shop. He's always really good about giving me a discount as a regular customer for 22 years. And because he knows I buy a lot there. So I would say that I probably got a 30% discount on these. And I don't own any of these books already. I'm surprised I don't own some of them. You probably see the little tiny price tag. I don't know if you'll be able to see from there, but just whatever I paid is like 30 or 35% off of that price. And some of these, he told me that these came from a guy who comes in about once a year and sells off some of his collection to him because he's bought newer, better versions of these books. I'm not much of a, I need books a certain grade or a certain whatever. If I have the book, I have the book, whatever grade I got it in. This guy likes to turn in books and get better versions of them. I don't know how he got better versions because some of these books are so good. I wish you could see it on camera. I know I say that a lot, but I wish you could see on camera how good some of these books are. So the first one I'm going to show you is Amazing Spider-Man number 59, The Brand of the Brainwasher. And this is in pretty decent shape. I wouldn't say this is in super, super good shape. It's got a little spotting staining over here and the spine's a little rough, but in general, this book looks awesome. That's a great one. Plus, I'm a big Amazing Spider-Man fan, and I don't think I have this. Like, if you could see the sheen on this, the colors are beautiful. So that was the first one I saw. Another Spider-Man, this one's rougher, but it's older. It's issue 32 of Amazing Spider-Man. And it's in decent shape. It's got some spine creases. It's, typical book from 1960. What would you say this was? 64, something like that. Man on a Rampage. Pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Couldn't pass that up. And those are pretty good ones. We're still getting to the best ones. The best shape. The next one is Tales to Astonish number 66. This has Giant Man and the Incredible Hulk. And this one's in decent shape, but it was cheap. I mean, it's in good shape, and I probably paid $15 for it. Less than probably like $12 for it. I like that cover. I thought that was pretty cool. The Hulk's face is kind of weird, but I mean, that was just in the mix, and I was grabbing all the books, so I grabbed that one. Another Amazing Spider-Man. This seems to be a trend here. This is issue 49. And this one has got the Vulture and Kraven the Hunter. Pretty good shape. Decent shape. So issue 49, Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't have that issue. I guess I'm still building my collection more than I think I. So that was a great one. Now, here we go. This is in such good condition, I would not be surprised if this, one of the staples is a little futzed. But even still, this book could possibly get, who knows, 7, 8, something like that. But this is Tales of Suspense, number 87. Nothing super key. They're just fighting the Mole Man there. There's the Moloids or whatever. But it's Iron Man and Captain America. So the sheen on this is just fantastic. You can see a couple little creases there, but this book is in beautiful, beautiful shape. All right, next book here. This is Thor issue 157. Not super old, still a 12 center, but again, in absolutely fantastic condition. You could see how the colors are popping and the sheen on this book, the gloss on the cover is absolutely fantastic. So this was just an awesome, great book there. A little staining on the Thor right there, the O, but still really, really good. Couldn't pass that up for $12. I mean, most of those books are worth grading. They're in that good a condition. I have an Incredible Hulk number 111. This is in such good condition. I wouldn't be surprised if this got like an 8 or a 9. It's a little spine stress around the staples, but this is just absolutely fantastic condition. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's just stunning. It looks brand new, like you could have just pulled it off the rack. Like you could have just pulled it off the spinner rack at your pharmacy in 1968 or whatever it was. And then one more, and this is the one that really caught my eye. Not only is it in amazing condition, but I really just loved the cover. So this is Hulk 109. and it is in just absolutely stunning condition. I can't wait to get these graded, get them back, and see what they get. Again, nothing super key, but a spectacular cover. I think it's by Herb Trimpe, and The Lost Land of Khazar. So I call him Khazar. I've had this debate before. Is it with friends? Is it Khazar or Khazar? I know some people say Khazar. I've just said Khazar forever. How would I ever know how to pronounce it? Um, I don't know why it'd be Khazar, but Khazar. It's like there's a hyphen there. But so that was it. That was the books that I picked up. Super cheap, good price, at least a third off of the price, like 33, 35% off. That's probably what it was. So these are going to be going into the press and going off to the grader because most of them, I'm going to check them again, but they're in really good condition. Um, so that was the second batch of books. The third batch of books, I was watching an auction the other night on Hip Comic, and there's a store called Casablanca Comics. There's two stores in Maine, and what they do is they go to this portal, auction portal called Hip Comic. You can get the app, you can go to the website or whatever it is, and they just have sign up for the emails, and you'll get notified when these auctions are. Any like stores or vendors can do their auctions in there. You'll get 10 million emails, but once in a while you check them out, and there's some pretty good stuff. This was an auction that I was watched last second. I actually didn't even know about it, and I got the email and I looked, and it said, "Oh, the auction ending tonight in like an hour." So I I was at my desk and I logged on and I checked it out, and I started bidding on some of the books, and it was one of those ones you heard me probably talk about before where I don't know if anybody was even watching the auctions. Like they, I thought I got really good prices, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't get really good prices. But I got a good assortment of books, some that I already have, but the prices were so good that I couldn't pass it up. Like I did one of those, like I threw in a bid thinking to myself, yeah, well, if I don't win it, who cares? I underbid by like 50% or something like that. So let's see what I picked up here. Let's see what condition they're in. First one here is Secret Wars number 7. First Spider-Woman, key issue. Everybody loves this one. I would say this is in good condition. This isn't probably worth grading. It definitely needs a press. It's got a little tiny crease on the bottom of gray and the black, of course. And it's not a newsstand, which would make it worth more money. But I'm going to be honest with you, I think I paid like $7 for it. Like I couldn't pass that up. And that's a disease, that's a sickness, because I could have passed it up because I already have one and mine is in better condition. I think mine's a 9.6 or something like that, newsstand. But that was just too good to pass up. Maybe it's something that I will do in a giveaway or something like that. But the book was in really good condition. And I just love it. I love this brings me back to 1984, which what yeah, what year was this? 84 probably. Um, the Bob Layton covers, the Mike Zeck covers from this series. This had a huge impact on me in 1984. I was 13 years old. So, yeah, I mean, I guess they could have put a better backing board and packaged it a little bit better, but you know what? It's fine. So, I was pretty happy about that. And to go right along with that is issue number 10. Again, direct edition, not newsstand. I think mine is newsstand. It's got a little bit of a roll on it, spine roll a little bit, but I think that could be flattened. But again, this is just absolutely iconic Mike Zeck cover, Doctor Doom, when he went after the Beyonder and took the Beyonder's powers. This is issue 10 out of 12. I mean, this is just right in my wheelhouse of, Thor, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Storm of the Mohawk. Like this is my teenage years, my I don't want to say childhood. I guess I'm not a child when I'm like 12, but you know. So I picked this up again. I think I paid $10 for it. Maybe $10. I buy that all day long. Even if I don't sell books, but even if I sold for $20 and somebody wanted, I'd double in my money on that. But this one, again, not good enough shape to grade probably. And yeah, it's got a crease down the corner over here that I couldn't really see because it's so busy. You can't see it in theirs, but it's got a crease there. It's busy artwork, so you wouldn't see it. But it's still in pretty good shape. Like this is a fun book to have. Maybe this is my reader copy. So I got that one. That one was really cheap. And here we're going to have a little bit of run of a character that I love because I actually saw the cartoon in the 1970s, probably 78, 79 or something like that. And I loved it because I already loved Spider-Man. So, of course, there's Spider-Woman. This is issue number 3. Now, she first appeared in, I think, Marvel Premiere magazine, comic book. And then she got her own book. I have issue number one, like a 9.6. Too cheap. I didn't want to spring for a 9.8. There was no need. It was just Spider-Woman. But I do love the books, Jessica Drew, and I love this cover. How beautiful is that cover? I mean, these colors are outstanding. I love this book. I don't know why I didn't already own this book, The Brothers Grimm, and this awesome cover. I don't know who did the cover. I don't know who did. I should have. There's signatures cut off down the bottom. As you can see, there's a lot of black color at the top, so it was just misaligned when it was done. But um, maybe I picked this up. Maybe this was $5 or $7. It was a steal, whatever it was. Needs good press, but it's in good shape. So I was happy about that. Next one is Spider-Woman number 5. I'm talking to you, but I'm looking because I'm seeing these for the first time and I'm looking at their condition. This is a little rougher than I thought it was going to be, but it doesn't matter. In a 9.6, it wasn't going to be worth much. Never mind, and this is probably a 7.5. Um, I've talked about before in my videos, I love red covers on books. I was looking behind me to see if there's any red covers. No red covers there. Oh no, we got Venom. This is my books behind me here. It's kind of an assortment here. Mostly all just signature books, and then just a couple of cool ones to top it off at the end here. I think I talk about them in other videos. So that's the background. But I love red covers and I love spider web covers that are not Amazing Spider-Man. Like I get it. Spider-Man covers are going to have webs on them. Like that's obvious. I get it. A little on the nose. But this is, I mean, I guess this is on the nose being Spider-Woman. Like that Daredevil issue, like is it 88 with him and Natasha Romanoff on the cover? Black Widow. That's a beautiful cover, Frank Miller one. But I liked this one. I got it for a couple of dollars. I couldn't pass that up. I couldn't pass that up. And it's in pretty decent shape. And then the last one out of this batch is another Spider-Woman. It was going for more money. Okay. This is issue 12. It's got a little tanning. It's otherwise in really good shape as far as I can see, just looking at it as I'm talking to you guys. There might be a reader's crease along here. I can't tell. But this, so the Spider-Woman books aren't really worth anything. I have one that does a Frank Miller cover that's decent priced in a good condition. There's issue number 1, really good condition. You pay $100 for it or something like that. And this is issue 12. And I don't honestly know why there's a bunch of Spider-Women in the auction and they were all going for a couple of dollars. And then this one was going for like double all of the prices. And I know I'm making a stab in the dark here, why this might be key. I don't think this is key issue for any particular reason. Maybe there's a lady in it. Maybe that's Agatha Harkness, and I don't know it. I don't think it is. Doesn't matter. I think everybody just buys it because of Wonder Woman's cheeks right in the middle there. Let's just be honest. That's why people were buying this. She's got big, round, juicy cheeks in there, and people wanted to buy it. I don't know why they chose to draw it like this. Maybe they were trying to pull in the 12-year-old crowd back in 1978, but this book was more expensive than the other ones, even though this one's newer, because it's issue 12. I guess it's a little bit newer. But there we go. Spider-Woman's cheeks. It's way off center too. Like the Spider-Woman logo is like off the page. But I still got it at a good price. And it's still only 35 cents, which means it was going to be 40 cents pretty soon. And I would say it's a newsstand, but they're mostly all newsstands in 1978. So that was my run of books from Casablanca Comics. All right. I got through all that. That was very uncomfortable. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry to everybody. My auntie's watching this. Now what I've got is a book that I won in an auction. So we got some Silver Age, some Bronze Age, some modern stuff, some brand new stuff. Nickel Age. I'm trying to get that to be a thing. The Nickel Age is right now. All right. I won this in an auction. I thought I got a good deal on it. It's in rough shape. It's in rough shape. It's probably worse shape than the grade, but it's a Golden Age book, so they give you a little bit of a pass on the grades. But this was so weird, and I'd never heard of this. And it's from 1944, so it was during the war, and it's got very specific war references on it. And if you aren't aware, Golden Age books back in the day, the hottest books are women in bondage, like women in distress, like tied up on the train tracks or chained up. People love the women in bondage, they call it. They love war covers. They love racist covers. They have the racist depictions like stereotypes of people. They love devil covers. I can't pick up any devil covers. I got outbid on horrific issue like number 5 with a devil cover from Don Heck. Look that up. I don't remember that. That's exactly the number. People love that. People love those books. Devil, they love skull covers. So there's just sort of trends of people liking the covers. They don't care about the stories. They didn't even necessarily care about the characters. It's all about the presentation. So I know that's a lot of build up to this, but this is a book. I've never even heard of Elliott Publications, which was the publisher, but people were just throwing anything out there. Anything and everything sold back in the day. So without further ado, maybe one of the weirdest comic books I've ever had. It's called Bomber Comics. Bomber Comics number 4. It's the last issue. It's a 2.0. I'm not even sure the cover is still attached. Doesn't really say. But oh boy, it's got an awful spine roll and it is a mess on the back. But it's a 2.0. And I would never be able to afford this book. The idea is, buy the books you can afford. Maybe spend a little extra. And you build up your collection. You have these books. Someday you sell them or for more money, and you buy better books. Start low. Buy the 1.5s. Buy the 1.8s. Buy them. Buy the 2.0s. Get them at a decent price. And especially with Golden Age stuff and key Silver Age stuff, they're almost always going to go up in value. They just are. So what's weird about this is that Bomber Comics, there's some shirtless guy with a fez, and he's playing bowling, and that is Mussolini from Italy, Hitler, and Toho from Japan. So this was the Axis powers in World War II. Of course, the United States was part of the Allies. And they're playing bowling, and they're bowling and knocking over pins of the horrible, horrendous people. But this was propaganda. This was what sold in 1944. Is this type of story? They were the built-in bad guys. You didn't have to make up supervillains back then. You had real life supervillains that were the most horrible, horrendous people absolutely on Earth, pretty much in history. And Benito Mussolini, there's all of them. And people forget about Mussolini in Italy. Horrible, horrible person here, and of course Japan, and ultimately Hitler. So this is the type of stuff that people love and they collect. And when I saw this, I couldn't pass it up. I felt like I got a really good deal for it. Maybe just it wasn't on people's radar. But I enjoyed it. So that was my super weird Golden Age war book. So hope you dug that. But that's not my big boy book. Now we're going to get to my big boy book. I didn't win this. I did it. I bought it on eBay. It was probably, I think I made an offer. I actually made a way low offer, and they came back like $10 over my offer. This book is in the, hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I gave an offer, and their counter offer was like $10 more. And I was like, yeah, I'll just give that to you. Plus they were down in Florida, and right in the path of that storm, the two hurricanes that just went through. And I even contacted them and said, hey, listen, is everything still okay? Is this still for sale? Are you good? And they responded back and said, yep, they didn't get hit too bad. Not a lot of damage, like their fence. They were very nice. I was pretty happy about it. I don't remember who it was. It was just somebody on eBay. But I'm slowly building up the collection of the first few issues of this. Sorry for this. I thought I had it unwrapped better. So I wish I knew how to use the fast forward on my when I'm editing the videos. Too lazy to figure it out. Well, you just listen to me unwrap a bunch of bubble wrap here for this big boy book. And after this, I got one more in this beginning of this series to collect. We'll see. We'll see if I pick it up. All right, are you guys ready for the big boy book? This is it. We're ready. This is a first print of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, #2, and a 9.2. Of course, magazine size. You can see how much bigger it is than normal. I don't have, oh yeah, actually see the difference in size if it blurs, unblurs. So these Ninja Turtles, of course, were 1984. Was this 84? Yep, this was still 84. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, and this is the first appearance of April O'Neil. So I have issue 2 and 3. No, I had issue 3 and 4. That's what I meant. And now I have issue 2. Now, of course, I need to go after issue number 1, but we'll see about that. That'll probably be a lower grade, and that'll probably be third print. The others are all first prints. Number 1, I don't even want to spend the money for a second print. I've got to go third print. My friend Max at the Joy of Cardboard channel, he calls that the poverty print, but that's okay. I'm in poverty now. So this is it. This is the big boy book. It's in pretty good shape. Like I said, 9.2. That's excellent. I think that's actually, is that the best out of the 3? Out of my issues 2, 3, and 4, this might be the best. I had it up before behind me. So that's it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2. I want to get 1, and then I have 1 through 4. I'm sort of good with that. Nice to display, nice to collect, always collectible. Although I will say, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wasn't part of my childhood in the way it is for most kids. I'm a little bit older. Most of them know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when the kids series of comics came out, and the kids cartoon came out, and then the movies came out, live action movies, and I know Vanilla Ice was in one, I whatever it was. But Ninja Turtles came out in '84, and we quickly became aware of them because it was a parody of Daredevil, and we loved Daredevil. Bronze Age Bill, who from my other videos, him and I loved Daredevil. We loved Frank Miller Daredevil, and clearly these were an ode to those books. So of course we liked them, but we really didn't have them. We couldn't afford them. They were gone. They were hard to find, and we didn't collect them back then, but we liked them. Um, Maybe we had 1 or 2 or something like that. So this is sort of the going back in time and getting the books that I couldn't get back then. Reliving your childhood a little bit, and doesn't hurt that they're just really good looking books here. So that's it. That's sort of a little story behind this and why I'm collecting those. If you saw my other unboxing video, you'll see that I did unbox my issue number 4 that I got graded, and my buddy Rich was unboxing his collection, 1, 3, 4, and Raphael. Yeah, I think Raphael issue number 1. His books all were mid grade. They were nice. They were pretty good, and they were his books when he was a kid. And I wish that I had them back then as too. So that's it. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for letting me babble and unwrap and show you all these books. If you have any questions, feel free to throw down in the comments. Comment anyway. It helps get more views on it, and more people get to share this exciting fun. Hopefully I'll remember to put the link to the shirt down in the description too. So if you think this is cool, you love Submariner, the Thing, I know the Fantastic Four are getting hot, you can find that in the store where I picked it up. And yeah, other than that, those are the books. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys joining us. Again, I'm Randy. This is Swarm of Comics. I hope I didn't say and too many times. But if I did, now you're going to think about it. Like when you go back and watch it again, you'll like be counting them and stuff like that. But all right. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Hey, welcome to the video. Nope. In this video, I'm going to be going through a kind of a mishmash of stuff. I think I've used that word before, mishmash. I don't like it. I'm going to have to record this over again.